Michael is, one of my favorite people, my first personal training client. We talked about how we got started doing a group fitness class, and then I remember Michael came to that class and he walked right in, looked around, and I think he might have even said, nope. And he walked right out and he was like, this is not for me. He has autism, not interested in social group activities, not comfortable in that type of a setting. And I remember after the class, I saw him and his mom. They kind of hung back, and his mom said, this is a tough setting, but how about personal training? Can you work with him one on one?
Mm.
And I said, sure. And so, I said, Michael, you want to work out, one on one? And he said, nope. And so he said, I said, okay, how about come to the house, right? Come to the house and do it at the house. I said, sure, right? You don't want to do a group, no problem. You don't want to do training at the gym, no problem. We'll come to the house where you're comfortable.
You
Right?
go to his house. He doesn't
I
come
go
to
to
your
his
house.
house.
Okay.
I go to his house, right? You're right. Meeting people where they are, I think is the most important kind of concept here.
Yeah.
Got to meet him where he's comfortable. He doesn't want to come to the gym, fine. I'll come to him. And I'd go there and even, show up with some equipment. Nope, right? So it's like, let's just go for a walk, right? Let's go for a walk. Next week, I'll add something onto it. This week, we're just going for a walk, right? The next week, okay, we went for a walk. Let's go back and, add a couple, right? I see what he can do, right? He's sitting down on the couch, he's getting up to get a snack. Oh, great. Look what we can do. We can sit down and stand up. That's an exercise. Those are called squats. We're not going to call them squats, but
Ah,
we're going to do them. We're going to say, oh, awesome. Hey, before we go get a snack, let's sit down and stand up 5 times, right? Okay. He doesn't like it, but we can do it, right? You got to, you find what he can do,
that's
right? Find
brilliant.
what
I
he
mean,
can do.
Jared, that's so brilliant. I can't tell you. Keep going.
And I mean, it took a long time, and I mean weeks, months, but eventually his sessions were a half hour, to an hour. I remember I said, "Hey, I got to go pick something up from the gym this week. You want to come with me?" Right? Okay, we'll go to the gym. Let's do the session at the gym just this one week. Right? We'll do it at the gym. It wasn't in his comfort zone, but he did it. And making sure he feels that positive reinforcement is so important too. So it's not just he's doing it and he's hating it, but he's doing it and he's actually learning to like it because he's getting good feedback, from me. And at this point, we have that relationship. So
Success
building
at the moment you perform a successful act. Yep.
exactly and making that known, he needs to feel that that's successful and
Mm-hmm.
building the relationship. He needs to care that I'm proud of him, not just a stranger or someone who doesn't engage with him. So, build a relationship, give that positive reinforcement and that feedback, and then build from there.